What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from Marlowe Artisanal Ales, and they're out of Nyack, New York, and this is their Asking Kindly, the featuring Vista variant. So this is an IPA that is brewed with Vista hops. It comes in at 7% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is approximately 3.5 weeks old. So it's been over a year since I've reviewed something from Marlowe on the channel. So when I was in one of my local bottle shops recently, I saw that they had a couple new releases, and I was like, I'm gonna grab one and review it. Now I saw this, and they had another variant, which was the Nelson Sauvin variant, and I was gonna grab that until I realized this was brewed with Vista hops. And not only have I not had a beer with Vista hops, at least to my knowledge, maybe it used to be named like HBC something as an experimental hop, I don't know, but I didn't even know Vista hops existed. So again, I know nothing about Vista hops, so I picked this one up over the Nelson, although I'm pretty sure I would have loved the Nelson. I love Nelson beer. So, but yeah, so I want to give this one a go. And also congratulations to Marlowe. They opened up a physical brewery late last year in Nyack, New York, although they still brew and can at the 12% Beer Project location in North Haven, Connecticut, like so many other breweries like Abomination, for example. So yeah, anyway, this one is brewed and canned by Marlowe in North Haven, Connecticut. So still contract brewed, but a lot of the beers from there are delicious. Anyway, let's crack this one open, give it a pour here. Again, I'm really excited to see what Vista hops are all about. I don't know if it's something crazy, if I'm going to even enjoy it. I also using the Hop Butcher glass here because it has the purple font, kind of with the purple can, and got to make sure they match up, right? No, I just did it just to grab it. I want to be able to pour this entire beer in. Oh, there's some chunks in there. Definitely some chunks floating around. So throw this one over here like this, and yeah, that looks like a hazy IPA. Has that dark honey orange color. Very murky and turbid. Murky, I like to say murky. It's murky, it's turbid, it's murky, right? But I would say that I meant to say murky and turbid, and I said murky and turbid. So murky and turbid it is. Anyway, has about a, about maybe a third of a finger of an off-white, look like a creamy head that is now dissipated to a thin film. Hold it up to the light, can't see through it. It plays the role of a hazy. Let's get a nose. That is very interesting. I'm getting pear, kiwi, a little bit of like white grape. It kind of smells like a New Zealand hop. I don't know if it is, but it just smells like it has kind of that, that unique tropical character that you don't get with a lot of American hops. There's also this dank herbaceous kind of vibe on top of it. It smells a little bit sweeter too. Yeah, passion fruit, pineapple. But yeah, pear, kiwi, passion fruit, pineapple, white grape, dank and herbaceous. Smells kind of different. Does it smell like super unique? Not as much. I think the pear and the kiwi for sure, but I've had other beers that have done that even recently. But it definitely smells unique to some degree. So let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. First things first, that's a pretty dry beer. It's like almost full on dry. Yeah, there's definitely pear. Like a white pear, for sure. Body's medium, touch over medium, 7%, appropriate, maybe even a little bit bigger than you anticipate. The mouthfeel, it's a little bit more carbonated for like a hazy IPA or New England style IPA. This is like almost moderately carbonated, but it does have a smooth, creamy kind of nature to the mouthfeel. The taste, there's more citrus in the taste than there was in the nose because there was 0 in the nose for me. It has orange and grapefruit vibes. As it passes through though, I'm hit with, again, that pear. It's like a white pear. And then I get like waves of like pineapple and passion fruit, sweeter pineapple, tart passion fruit. It's almost like a tropical punch almost. It's kind of like I'm having trouble processing it because I think that pear is throwing everything off, not in a bad way, just in a different way. Like I'm not used to that, but definitely pear's in there, and it's kind of like, oh hey, this is not you're not accustomed to this in hazies. I know some folks get pear occasionally, but I really don't. I do love the finish of this one though. Again, it's full on dry, a mild bitterness. This has a pretty big dankness to it. There's a little bit of herbaceousness, even a touch of like an earthiness as well. So I like the finish on this one, because up front it's pretty sweet. It's like, again, a tropical fruit punch of some sort. There's a lot of sweeter, fruity characters, but on the back of the palate, it dries out substantially, which is very welcomed. Do I love this? I don't love it. It is quite unique. I don't know what Vista hops are. Again, it could be just a renamed experimental hop. There's so many of the HBC 3-letter hops out there that takes a while for them to get an official name. So maybe if Vista is one of those and I've had it before and I just really never have had it on its own maybe, or haven't had the beer or the hop itself all that often. But whatever these hops are, they're fun. They're a fun hop. I'd like to try more with Vista in it. I can't say that I know of any beers right now off the top with the dome piece that have Vista in it. And what's funny is this doesn't even say Vista on it. So when I was at the bottle shop, I actually looked up because the green one didn't even say Nelson, but I was pretty sure. I was like, I think that has a Nelson, right? I was like, oh, let me just look at the purple one, and it had Vista. And one of the workers at the bottle shop was like, yeah, dude, that's a new hop. And I had it. It was pretty interesting. I was like, you know what? I'm going to grab this over the Nelson. Well, do I think I would have liked this one better, or do I think I like this one better than I would have if I picked up the Nelson? Probably not. But I'm happy I grabbed this because, again, you always want to try out new things. At least I do. And I think this is pretty good. So 7%, you really can't tell. I can't go like really high on this one. Just because I don't think it's like amazing. I don't love it. But I do think it's pretty enjoyable. So Marlowe, they're asking kindly the featuring Vista variant. I've absolutely no issues whatsoever giving this a high 4 out of 5 and go 4.1 out of 5. I think if the mouthfeel was a little bit better, I'd get into the low 4.25s, maybe like 4.2, maybe even 4.25 itself. But I think as is, I can't go much higher than what I'm giving it right now, which is a 4.1, which is a pretty good score. I'd imagine the Nelson would have been higher if I tried it, but who knows, maybe not. Anyway, price and availability. When it comes to these 12% Beer Project beers from North Haven, Connecticut, if it's a hop-forward beer that's like 7+%, typically they're at least $6 a can, and this was $5.99 a can. So the going rate for something like this from North Haven is that a bit pricey. If you turn it into a 4-pack, yeah, you're talking $24 a 4-pack, so it is for a 7% beer. But luckily, I can buy individual cans, so I'm not forced to buy a 4-pack. And so, yeah, I'll pay $5.99 to try a can of this, although it is expensive, and I'm not going to bullshit you and say it's not. So availability, I have no idea with Marlowe, outside of saying if you see 12% Beer Project beers from Abomination, them, Skygazer, they have a lot of breweries that brew there. If you see their beers, you probably should have seen this one already or should see it shortly. And if you tried this one before, post in the comment section, let me know, have you had any other beer with Vista hops? Because again, this is the first time I've had a beer with Vista hops. Very unique. I think the biggest characteristic that's different in this beer than I've had in others is that pear character that's very substantial, like a white pear, middle of the palate, very different. Even the kiwi I was getting in the nose, I don't get kiwi a lot, so unique in how it is delivered to the palate, how I actually taste it on the palate, and I want to try more. So anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers.